I'll change it now so that everybody can see what's going on. Alright guys, hello and welcome to our second game of Fire versus Liereyyy in this best of 3 to decide who will make it through to the main stage of the All-Stars League. Currently, Liereyyy is leading 1-0 after getting that first game on Baltic, where we had Fire as the favourite to win. This time around, though, it's going to be a different map altogether, and that map is going to be Valley. This time around, I've got Milmano here once again, and I'll let you introduce the players.
All right, so in the blue corner, we're going to have Liereyyy playing as, of course, the Goths. It's going to be mirrored matchup as well, so we're going to see in the red corner, it's going to be Fire in the same Civ on the Valley as you already... Sorry, on the Valley. Yeah, on the Valley. Yeah, on the Valley. Go with the Welsh. On the Valley. Sure. Okay. Right, that was terrible. Move on.
Moving on. All right, so, yeah, both players playing Goths, of course, it's mirrored. And this is one of those maps where food is absolutely everywhere. It's in abundance. There is just, deer all over the place. Everyone has 2 boar. They have cows, which have an extra 50 food each as well. There is no shortage of food on this one. In fact, the minimap just looks so ugly with all the green dots, which are like floating around because of they're obviously just deer everywhere. As a result, I mean, as the Goths, you're going to be pretty happy with this if you want to do some kind of drush or man-at-arms rush. The Goths very much favor that kind of play style, and I think that's something we would see because of just how open this map can be as well. Looks to me though like Liereyyy doesn't have the best of maps. His gold does seem to be very far forward, and even his main gold is quite far to the left, which is going to be hard to wall as well. So for Liereyyy here, could be very valuable to get aggressive, given how forward his gold piles are. But then again, same can be said for Fire, since all of his gold piles, this is even worse. Goodness me, this is terrible. Look at this gold for Fire. That's just disgusting.
Oh, God. I saw the first one, I thought, oh, that's bad. And then to the second one, oh, that's even worse. And then it goes to the third. And, oh, man, he needs a prayer, that's for sure. Well, at least if he's able to get to a point where we can put a TC if he can. I can't see because of the white snow, but I don't think he even can. Oh, man. Okay,
it's so hilly.
Well, that's looking tricky.
Yeah.
It's so hilly.
It's so hilly.
No, he can't, no.
Horrible.
No, you can't put a TC. That's bad. Well, that's bad for many reasons. But well, if you can get a castle on there, I think you can fit one on there. I can pretty much have a 90% guarantee you can put something there. But anyway, so it's a rough gold, that's for sure. So he's going to be very careful there for Fire. So he's got 1 or 2 things you can do with this. You can either go extremely aggressive in the middle with the man-at-arms, like you said, with Goths. This is kind of a good map for them for that reason. Or you can try and play quite defensive, wall up that front section where the wood lines are, and maybe a little bit to the left where that deer is as well, and try and go for an FC and do something with it. But he could actually do it. I mean, because the right-hand side's really easy to wall. He's already walled the front section off. This isn't... Oh my God, that house by the mill. Sorry, I went off on a tangent there, but...
Which house by the mill? Oh yeah, this house. I see.
Yeah, that house. I was just looking at it. It just came out. Blimey. But no, back to the point. He could wall this up actually really well. He's actually going to. Oh, but the scout, go for it. Oh, okay. He had an opportunity there, but he decided to back off. It was kind of wise because you can see Fire's reaction instantly was send those 2 vills.
Yeah.
But that still would have been a big win for Liereyyy, because that villager time spent having to send 2 vills now to build the house, quite important there. So that's still quite nice as a result for Liereyyy, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think here Fire. I mean, he can make a decent wall off to the front, like you say. I'd be concerned about his stone though, because if Liereyyy does come forward, he could tower this and deny both of those stone mines, and then. Towers, man-at-arms, he could easily break through. Man-at-arms will tear down houses very quickly. I guess Fire could re-wall behind it. But, yeah, I mean, I think, he could wall up the right side, but accessing the gold could be real tricky this game. And he's got to be very careful of that. Liereyyy, on the other hand, I mean, his map looks a little more open. That's for sure. but he can probably secure the gold to the left of his base a little easier, which is something that at least he's got that going for him. But right now, we've got Liereyyy going up to Feudal on 19 population. Fire, still Dark Age, 19 villagers for Liereyyy. Fire on 21 villagers, still Dark. And Liereyyy, 19 pop, that's the kind of population you do for like a tower rush kind of strat, but he's not sending anything forward yet.
Hey, he's sending a villager now to build a barracks
okay.
where the deer are. There's a lot of deer there, by the way. So there's only one villager, though. Okay. This is odd.
Okay, he's going over to gold, so I
guess he can...
Go ahead.
Sorry, you go ahead.
Okay.
Well, my only thinking is that fact that...
Rip.
I'm sorry, that's quite funny. Rip. The value. So the cows have got 50 foods. That 50 food is quite important. Just keep that up. You don't have to really rely on farms. So you can save a little bit on just having to go on wood or whatever and invest it more into the gold, being earlier on, going up early. You're getting loads of deer too. So I think he's just utilizing this map at this point to get an aggressive move, but he can do it much earlier because he's got this abundance of food without having to rely on a farm that's slower in gathering rate. So
yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. He can afford to do this a lot earlier just because, well, he can afford to up earlier because he hasn't had to seed a single farm yet, which means he hasn't had to send so many villas out to wood. He hasn't had to spend wood on a farm, so he can afford the barracks. He can afford the mining camp on the gold. So for Liereyyy, I think that the aim of the game here is to be fast and unpredictable and send those militia out before Fire can really prepare too well. But Fire is going to be basically mirroring his strat here. He's also going up to Feudal now, and he himself is doing 3 militia, and he's got 2 villagers on gold, so it does seem like both players will just go down the man-at-arms route here. I'd be interested to see if Liereyyy does follow it up with a tower or something, but it doesn't look like that's on the radar at the moment because there's no mining camp on the stone, and I think we'll just see the kind of scuffle with the man-at-arms, and maybe then we'll just see some more walling as it buys time. But I take that back because Liereyyy is following up with an archery range.
Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Good to see. Oh, here we go. See what happens. Good little poke there, just to say hello. But now here's the man-at-arms. Okay, now Liereyyy wants to go forward.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, aha, I come back with a different skin. And then Liereyy's, the Fire's like, oh crap, gotta go back. But he's in Feudal Age now. So.
Well, Fire doesn't have his scout nearby either, so that's also not necessarily a mistake, but like something you really don't want to engage on if you don't have your scout in the fight as well. And already one of Fire's man-at-arms down to 9 HP. Liereyy's not taking any damage at all really so far, other than a little bit on his scout, and he's able to deny some berries from Fire, which isn't the end of the world, since as we already said, there's a lot of cows, a lot of deer on this map, but certainly not ideal either, as that idle time is going to start adding up slowly but surely. Palisade here, nearly going down. Fire though with the quick repair, and would you look at that, Fire's added a couple more man-at-arms as well here to help with the defense. It looks like we're going to see him committing quite a bit to these man-at-arms, as he also adds in an archery range of his own.
That was a good play actually from his scout by Fire though, picking off that 1 man-at-arm. He didn't pick it off as such, but he did a lot of damage to it and able to just hold it back a little bit, got his man-at-arms into position. Because this is really important. He needs this gold so badly. At most to get a tower onto it. So he has to commit the man-at-arms, but also some villagers, it seems. He's also got one little skirmisher in play, just because why not? I'm not sure it's going to add a lot to it. Oh my goodness,
Liereyyy is really winning this hard right now. I mean, there's still 4 man-at-arms from him, a 5th one coming through as well. And that's just the difference of having a little bit of extra early damage. The health pool of his units was just overall a lot higher. And now that Fire's making a couple of skirms, well, these men-at-arms will very easily deal with them as well. We've also got tower on the gold, but that's denied so quickly. Oh, goodness me.
He was building it with 1 villager, though, in a position that he was in anyway. I thought if he's going to do that, I thought he would do it when he was fighting the man-at-arms on the hill, when it was the most opportune moment. But that was not the case, and now he is suffering badly.
Oh, yeah. That's a lot of villager idle time right there as he rushes to get this tower. How many villagers are going to go down? Well, there's 1 already. There's 1 here on 5 health, so he's about to fall as well. And Fire's just desperately trying to get this tower up, throwing everything at it. 2 villagers now down. And some of these guys are super low as well. We've got like 5 and 3 HP respectively on these two. And these ones back here, I mean, this is just... Liereyy's going to be getting he's just like, the value. He's loving it.
He has a massive smile on his face right now. And there's the GG. Wow, there we go.
What? 15-minute game right there. Would you believe that? That is ridiculous.
That was well played.
Yeah, that was very well played.
You gotta give him that. And not just because of the execution, but the planning behind it. He recognized the map. Again, the cows, the mass abundance of deer, the civ itself. That was genius. I keep saying the word genius a lot, I swear. But in this occasion, so well thought out because he knew exactly how to plan it out with what he was going for, down to like the individual. Like unit combination, just wow, incredible. Yeah. I mean, that was really well played.
Let's be honest here, Fire kind of got screwed by the map a little bit, but something that you guys might not know, because I don't think we actually said this already. Each player gets 1 restart in their best of 3 series, and Fire actually used his restart in the last game. So Fire had already used one of his restarts, and this was the map that he got, which was kind of unfortunate. But at the same time, I mean, there was nothing stopping Fire from being as aggressive as Liereyyy was in order to counter that aggression. You know, Fire could have been up 3 villages earlier. He could have been pumping out man-at-arms the same way as Liereyyy was. But a couple of bad engagements, and Liereyyy just piling on the pressure, and suddenly Fire's like, well, what am I going to do now? I've already lost, like, everything, and there's like what 8 villagers here just standing around idling. 3 villagers dead. It's too early to lose that many vills, and that's GG.
Yeah, it's just he had opportunities though. Fire had opportunities to salvage this game itself. Maybe not salvage, but at least hold his ground, because when that man-at-arm engage at the top, that was the moment if he wanted to put a tower. Then he went. He had the berry villagers and the gold villagers. He would have had the time to put it up. Maybe lost a villager at most if he lost it that badly, but it would have been okay, I think, because he had the archer range to back it up with. It's a bit rough, but I reckon he would have been okay enough for him to get the tower up and to hold his ground. It's just, I think that was an unfortunate decision that happened, and then it all rolled off badly. So for him, but that was surprising itself. Liereyyy is actually into the
main event, yeah.
In a 2-0 sweep.
I think he's going to do well. So far today, guys, we've seen 2 players make it through to the main event. We've got Backed qualified, we've got Liereyyy qualified, and as you can see on your screens, the brackets, we've got Slam vs Miguel coming up next, followed by Doubt versus Lix. 2 more players to qualify through, where they will meet TheViper, Tim, Nicov, and TaToH in the main stage, which is an 8-week league, every Sunday at 15 GMT, right here on the Escape AoE channel. Very, very quick games there second game was very quick. Very dominant games from Liereyyy, though. And nicely done. So both Backed and Liereyyy making it through now.